Bootleg podcasts, made for everyone, by anyone. You are listening to The Rating is Right, a game show podcast based around the movies you love and their ratings. Think The Price is Right with a lower budget, less Bruce, and no prizes. Introducing your host, Ian Crow.
It's the rating. It's the rating. Rating. It's the rating. It's the rating.
Hello and welcome to a very merry episode of The Rating is Right. Before I introduce my co-host, let's just explain how this is going to work. So quite simply, my co-host will be guessing the ratings of a series of films, including whether they are higher or lower than the previous one. They'll be getting 1 point for a correct guess of higher or lower, an additional point for whoever is closest, and a whopping 3 points for anyone lucky enough to guess the rating bang on. The current winner will guess first each round to give the other contestant an advantage and a chance to catch up. The winner at the end of the episode will have the honour and privilege of giving a recommendation of a film that takes their fancy. So now that's sorted, let's meet my co-hosts. First up, we've got the current champion, who, if you could just imagine, would be with one of the children in one of the CGI mess that is the Polar Express. We've got Owen Cox. Welcome, Owen. How are you?
I'm cool, calm, and composed, Ian.
Cool, calm, and composed. Not merry at all. No,
nope, I'm clean cut. I'm okay. Don't even drink alcohol. I'm ready to go. I'm firing on all cylinders.
Just completely teetotal.
Yeah.
Like you don't drink alcohol at all. You're not even merry in the sense that you're not festive. You don't like Christmas.
I hate Christmas.
You hate Christianity.
Yeah, I hate Christianity. I hate all religions exclusively. So I hate
Buddhism's okay.
I hate them all across the board. I hate them equally, not exclusively.
Buddhism is not a religion.
Is it not? Is it a spiritual belief?
A spiritual belief in a way.
There you go. I like Buddhism.
Look at us. It's currently 1 a.m. right now, and we're all together today for the first time recording, so that's quite nice. We also have George Robinson. Again, another character I can see being in the Polar Express for some weird reason. You don't get a really annoying kid that's on the train who's really nerdy, just like, oh, you on a train here to see Santa Claus? Like, that's the kind of kid that I expect to be there.
Kind of guy to ask to see your ticket.
Listen, look, come on, mate. I ain't got a tenner. Just let me through. I've got 2 more stops and I'm home. So welcome, guys. George, how are you feeling about this episode?
I'm feeling defeated and dejected. Very merry.
But very merry, that's really good.
Very merry.
If Fruit and Barley was a person.
Don't miss Fruit and Barley. Fruit and Barley is the best of the squad.
Very sophisticated juice.
So we've talked about being a little bit merry. We have had a few drinks today.
It's a Christmas episode.
We are in this time. This is our first special episode. This is our Christmas special. So the most wonderful time of the year, I would say, unless you are of another denomination of another religion.
Or you have no family. Or friends.
Basically, if you're Bruce Wayne or friends, unfortunately...
Alfred probably bought him a Christmas present.
I reckon he
every
did.
year.
No, he's staff. They don't have that kind of relationship.
No, I'd say he gives Alfred Christmas off at least. Yeah. Like Christmas Day in his back box.
What's Alfred going to do on a day off?
Alfred's head of staff.
Alfred just go home to his like dodgy, darkened apartment with loads of mould. He's like, I hate being here. I'm not monkeying. So this is our 5th episode. It's a special episode, but we'll still call it our 5th episode. Yeah. George is on 2 wins currently, and Owen is also on 2 wins. But just to say that Owen has won 2 in a row. So Owen is currently on a good streak.
I won the first 2 in a row.
Yeah, but let's be honest. You only care about the most recent.
This will be the first hat trick.
So whoever wins will get the first hat trick, and it's even more special because it's Christmas. So you boys know how it works now. As Owen is the current champion, he does get to go first. So the first film on the list today...
And I get the shareholder of the What's-Its that we've got on the table.
Yeah, Paul Cocktail What's-Its. If you want to sponsor us, go ahead. We love your products.
Other varieties of cheesy puff are available.
Apart from these are the best ones.
They are the best ones.
So the first thing on the list is the 1990s Miracle on 34th Street, starring Richard Attenborough as Father Christmas. So first of all, Owen, have you watched this particular Christmas movie?
No.
You haven't? So
No.
you have no idea whether this film's good or not?
No.
Okay. Have you seen the original from the 40s?
Nope,
50s?
I'm not a big Christmas guy. I'm way more into...
I'd say just give him the loss right now. He's not a Christmas guy.
I'm not a Christmas guy.
Yeah, but it's just like you're on a Christmas episode right now.
As a child, I was more of a Christmas guy, but as an adult, I'm more of an Easter guy because I like the 2 days off. I like the Friday
You
and
literally
Monday.
get more days off for Christmas. You get at least Christmas Day and Boxing Day off.
Yeah,
And then you get New Year's.
Yeah, you get New Year's, and you get like the
Christmas-
other days. This year, you get four days guaranteed.
No. I'm off from the 16th to the 3rd, but it costs me.
So you get way more time off than Easter then.
It costs money to be off work, and Christmas costs money. Easter is great. You get the Friday off, you get the Monday off, and I don't have to spend a penny. I'm a tight cunt.
Is that the first C word? Is that the first C-bomb of the podcast?
Well, the C word, Christmas or cuddle. I don't know which one we're talking about. So that's not a good start. You haven't seen Miracle on 34th Street.
Oh.
Do you want me to kind of tell you?
What's the one with where he goes in to the Harrods, I believe, and he plays the keyboard, but physically with his feet? Is that big?
That's big. That's
That's
not
not
a
a
Christmas
Christmas
movie.
Okay, well I've seen Big.
Miracle on 51st.
31st.
31st.
34th Street.
34th Street. This is
We're
going
lost
very
in
well.
New York right now. This is Home Alone 2 at
Right.
the moment.
This is the one where the guy sees what his life could have been, but he's like business minded and he goes to kill himself.
No, this is Wonderful Life. Bloody hell! Who watched any Christmas movies? Bloody hell!
Is this the one with the girl from Matilda?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Right.
So this
sorted.
is the film where a man appears and he says that he is the real Father Christmas, and the young girl from Matilda believes him, but then he goes through a whole court process to prove that he is the real Father Christmas.
So you have to provide evidence.
Effectively, he goes to court, yeah.
Like
But
Santa Claus, but shit.
Well, it's slightly different tones of it. It's a very, very good Christmas movie. Either way, with that being said, Owen, what would you... Well, I mean, you're completely against the odds now. What do you think the rating for that film could be?
I think this sounds pretty serious to me. It sounds like a court case. Sounds a bit like CSI, to be honest. Off the top of my head, I'm going to go straight in. I'm going to say... I know a lot of people enjoy it as like a Christmas classic. So I'm going to say 74%.
You're still going to...
He's still going percentage.
5 episodes in, still going to percent.
Okay.
Well, lock it in, Ian. I'm going
You're locking in
74.
74%. Alright, okay.
74.
George, have you watched this?
I think now that I've clarified it's the one with the girl from Matilda in.
Right. And not It's a Wonderful Life.
I know it's a wonderful
The black
Life.
and white movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, okay, yeah.
Well, when you said this was made originally in the 40s, I was like, right, it is the black and white one, and I'm just mixing the two together.
Right, okay.
But now I understand. I believe I have.
Okay.
However, at this moment...
You have no clue.
At this moment in time, in my current memory state...
Right, okay.
Is this before or after Matilda?
I believe this is after... after Matilda.
I'm going to need some fact checking from you.
Miracle 34th Street is 94. I do believe that Matilda was after... Matilda's 96. Matilda's 2 years after.
So is this the
Miracle
film
34th
that
Street.
set Little Matilda Girl?
No, because I believe before that was Mrs. Doubtfire, which was also in. So it would have been...
she is in that. Oh my God,
so it would have
yeah.
gone Mrs. Doubtfire, Miracle on 34th Street, Matilda, and then not a lot after that.
What did you go for?
You went for 74%.
74.
74%.
He's doing percent, you're not doing percent.
Yeah,
So,
so I automatically
we're already
win.
rogue. We won.
I think it is one of those classics, although I never remember the name because I always think it's 51st or
31st Street.
or something.
He's got the wrong taxi, the wrong street.
It's the knockoff version.
Yeah, is that the one that you get in the back of a car boot or something?
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
Miracle 34th, it's Miracle 31st Street. That's a completely different movie.
So I'm going to go and say that it is a classic, so I'm going to start at a solid 80.
You're going with 80 and I only rate a 74%.
So we're just going high.
So at this point, obviously, we don't know in terms of, higher or lower, but the Miracle on 34th Street is on 60, which means Owen is the closest to start off with. So he goes 2-0 up from the first round, which means that he still continues the...
He's currently shoved What's-It.
He's got What's-It up his mouth, and I think it's more celebrating like a Halloween episode. We're on Christmas, wrong holiday.
He's the Christmas walrus.
He's the Christmas... Okay, I'll allow that, actually.
Have you seen Clash by Kevin Smith?
No, but it's on Amazon right now, so I need to watch that.
That's what I was going for.
Justin Long, yeah.
Was he in Dodgeball?
Yeah. So Owen goes on a lead.
Conveniently, he plays Owen in Dodgeball, actually.
Is his character a complete idiot as well?
Yeah.
He's also bald and ugly.
So the next film on the list is, I'm sure, one you've both...
But he also wins, just like this podcast.
Well, we'll see. It's a long way to go.
I do like that because Owen keeps leaning into the mic.
So the next film on this as well, I believe you both have watched this. Elf. Will Ferrell's Elf, directed by Jon Favreau. Now,
is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
You didn't know it's directed by Jon Favreau?
That's
Humble Beginnings.
Wow.
That's his first film, though.
Yeah, his first film, I believe, is...
So where is that now?
Oh, yeah, if you think... Yeah, Elf is
He's like the head of Disney now.
2003, 2004... And he's done Lion King, he did The Jungle Book, he did Iron Man. He's done some big movies. Chef, great films.
Is he the head of creative at Disney when it comes to Marvel?
No, I think when it comes... No, not to Marvel, that's Kevin Feige.
Oh, Kevin
when
Feige,
it comes to Star Wars, though, with The Mandalorian, him and... What's his name?
Dave
Filoni. They have a lot of credit.
Didn't they do the animated series of the Clone Wars as well?
No, not
that was Dave Filoni on his own.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that's where they kind of got.
He did like the Clone Wars.
But Jon Favreau did direct Elf. But rating wise, I only get to go first again. Is that high or low on Miracle on 34th Street? 34th Street on 60.
You got it. No, you got it wrong. It's catching.
It is catching. 31st Street.
That's the Christmas spirit.
Better than 34th.
Yeah,
31st Street. Yeah, flows better.
Americans of all their streets.
I know. It's just up and down in New York.
Yeah.
You should just call it, like
sidewards.
Berry Street.
Yeah. Coming from
Who lives there?
Coming from a country that has a red line pub every 2 miles.
Yeah.
I love Elf. I think it's a great film. It's probably in my top 3 Christmas films, I'm going to say.
Ooh, top 3.
Yeah. Maybe top 5. I'd say top 3.
I forget that Peter Dinklage is in this.
Is he? Oh, yeah. He's the young brother, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the angry businessman, isn't he?
Is he a stepbrother or is he just...
No, he gets on the table and gets angry.
Oh, and then they... Yeah, because he gets sent down to the post office.
I think Will Ferrell calls him an elf or something.
Yeah.
He's confused. He believes he's the real elf. But actually, he's been very insensitive.
God, Peter Dinklage has such a rise, isn't he? From like demeaning roles to actually being considered as a serious, like genuine actor.
Yeah.
He's genuinely had to like work his way through the industry.
And the fact that James Caan is in Elf.
Which is mad.
Which is mad. You think he was in The Godfather. Like
Zuki likes James Caan. He's one of her favourite actors.
Really?
Yeah. He's also in...
She has a thing for older men,
Just to confirm, Zuki's your partner, the person that you've like trapped in your basement.
Oh, yeah. That's something entirely different.
One and the same.
Well, both. I mean, she has no point in this.
She likes the elder look, I think, judging by my personal image. Anyway. I mean, I'm no spring chicken. But yeah, Elf.
So Miracle on 34th Street on 64.
That's film.
So that's your aim. Is it higher or lower than that on 60?
I would say Elf is way higher. Than
Wait, is it 60 or 64?
Oh, sorry, 60. I'm getting because I
said 64.
There's so many numbers because I saw 34 and then I saw 60. I got them mixed together.
We've had a few beers.
We've had a few beers and a few ciders. We've had a great time.
It's Christmas Day.
And gin.
It's basically our Christmas Day, yeah. In terms of podcast-wise, this is our Christmas Day.
I bought my first Christmas present today.
Congratulations.
So Says a lot about me, really. Elf. I'm going to say critically. I'm going to put my critics hat on.
Kind of that's how the game goes.
That's scary.
I'm going to say 78%.
So you're going higher with 78%.
No witty comments, no jokes. I'm going straight in. I want this hat trick. 78%.
Okay, right. George, you had a bit of time to think about this. So your thoughts on Elf. Do you think it's as high as what Owen said in terms of being the top 3 Christmas movies of all time?
I do think it is one of the best Christmas films, and I have a Christmas jumper. I have 2 Christmas jumpers, and one is a stupid vegan thing, and one is a...
You are a vegan.
No, but it's still a stupid thing. It says soy to the world.
That's quite
It's
good.
got a little
I like
soy
that.
milk carton dancing.
Don't be ashamed of who you are, Joe.
Yeah, embrace it.
And what you are is a loser.
I'm on a losing streak at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's really good. The thing I've got in my head though is like, do critics actually like Christmas films? Because inherently they're shit, and it's kind of the point of them.
But these are not Hallmark. These are not like the Hallmark movies
No,
where
they're
they
not.
are just trash movies that seem to get made for some reason.
But you can't imagine a critic being like, oh yeah, you know what, a Will Ferrell comedy Christmas film being in at like 80 or whatever. Because
Was Will Ferrell obscure at this point? Or
Well,
was he
I mean,
already...
this is 2003.
He'd been in like old school,
2004
he'd
time.
done Old School, I think.
Yeah, Old School,
Frank
which I
Tank.
think was quite big at the time.
I don't know.
Streaking through the plot.
Anchorman was just after Elf, I believe, so he hadn't quite hit the Anchorman.
But he did an SNL, right?
Yeah, SNL, yeah.
Who did
But then
SNL?
again, bear in mind, SNL's not particularly popular in the UK.
Okay.
So, I mean, in terms of American audiences, they would probably know who Will Ferrell is, but not necessarily in this country or worldwide, I suppose.
The Metascore we're going on, isn't it?
We're going Metascore, yeah.
Which is worldwide, right?
Yeah.
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 So we've got to take all that into consideration.
Take it into consideration.
What do you say, 78?
I think it's lower than 70.
I think it is. I think it's higher than 60.
Right.
Like Miracle on 30 whatever
4th
Street.
Street, yeah.
34th Street. I think it's higher than that, and
Okay.
I think it is 75.
So you're going just a little bit lower.
I'm going
than
lower than Owen, but higher than Miracle on the Street.
Miracle on the Street. It's just any street. Really.
Just any street, yeah. There's
Yeah,
so
what,
many
what
miracles.
street's struggling the most this year? There's some kind of miracle there.
Yeah.
We're both right of it being higher. Not as high as you both think. It's actually on 64, which is what
huzzah.
I did say that by accident. So, George, you get the 2 points. You are drawing currently. Just a quick fact, bit of trivia on Elf, is that it actually was initially wrote in 1993 with Jim Carrey being an early candidate to play Buddy the Elf.
Damn.
So that could have been a completely different film, and it was most likely going to be a little bit darker as well. But then they got the hands. It doesn't really actually say
He dies at the end.
Yeah.
the reindeers have it on with Elf. But poor Buddy the Elf didn't ever get to leave the North Pole. So yes, an interesting fact. Not quite sure how that would have
Back in
worked.
93.
But if that would have been the case, he most likely wouldn't have done the likes of Either the Mask, Dumb and Dumber, or Ace Ventura. So maybe I think
All
that's
the
worked
classics.
out.
This is
They're
probably
the big
the
hits.
best.
And the Wall.
Yeah.
No, that's Adam Sandler.
That's
The
Adam
Wall.
Sandler.
Yeah.
And the Wall.
I was just saying the Wall.
The Water Boy.
A Waterboy is great. Not
So you're
Jim
both
Carrey film.
drawn with 2 points. And next film on the list, which I would say personally is the Christmas film that I've watched the most, is Home Alone.
Oh,
The classic early 90s movie.
Is
starring
it a
Macaulay
Christmas
Cul-
film?
I mean,
what the hell is wrong with you? Of course
yes,
it
the
is.
family
It's
going on
set.
holiday.
It's set at Christmas.
It's set at Christmas, but
when
it's
was
not
it? Was
a
it released?
Christmas
Was it
film.
released at Christmas?
I'm
Christmas is
fairly
the-
certain, or not. I mean, a lot of the time you find with Christmas movies, they actually normally get released around November time,
Christmas
so
is
they
the
have
central theme.
longevity to go into the Christmas holiday season.
Christmas is not the central theme of the movie. Therefore,
What
it's
do you
not a
mean
Christmas
it's
film.
not? It's literally.
Die Hard is not a Christmas film.
Die Hard is a Christmas.
Christmas happens to take place
Okay,
during
look,
Die Hard.
we'll
That does not make it a
come
Christmas
on to
film.
Die Hard at some point, I believe. We'll come on to that.
Well, we better not.
But the whole point of the film is that they leave him behind as they go on a Christmas vacation to Paris.
That
So-
doesn't make it a Christmas film.
But what makes it a Christmas movie?
Being centered around the thought of Christmas.
Yeah. He literally lays traps.
It just so
and
happens
Marv
to be-
sets on Christmas
No,
decorations.
no. It just so happens to be.
He puts them
Christmas.
under the ledge and he goes to the window, steps.
I'm
on
really
Christmas
sorry,
decorations.
listeners, but this is the this is the final episode of the podcast because Owen has been kicked off.
It just so happens
How
to
can you
take
say that
place.
Home Alone is not a Christmas?
It's
film?
definitely
a Christmas film.
Look, literally, the poster I'm looking at right now literally has snow, and
It's got like Home
There's
Alone.
always
the
there's
house.
Christmas
That's
songs in
America.
it.
Yeah, it's all Christmas.
It's New York, America.
and the second one is
Always
also
snow.
Christmas.
There's snow now. It's November.
The Wet Bandits.
Sorry for the listeners.
The Wet Bandits in the film strike these houses because it's Christmas.
Yeah.
They know people are away on
Not
Christmas
there, yeah.
vacation, so they can strike and like burgle
The
the
Wet
houses.
Bandits are precisely why me
The
and Amy are
sticky
investing
bandits.
in like security cameras before we go away at Christmas.
And the Sticky Bandits.
The Sticky Bandits in the second.
Oh,
movie.
the second one. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. We watched Home Alone last Christmas, actually.
So it's a fucking Christmas film.
No. Zuki wanted to watch it. As
Do you
a
think
Christmas film.
Iron Man 3 is a Christmas film?
But
Does
it's
it
set at Christmas, isn't
Yeah.
it? But
Yeah,
I
that doesn't
would-
make it a Christmas film. That confirms one point.
Let me just say the first line of the plot. The McAllister family is preparing to spend Christmas in Paris.
Who wants to spend Christmas in Paris?
Is that
That's
the
not
whole
the
idea?
point.
I mean, the whole idea is that Kevin McAllister, the main character played by Macaulay Culkin, doesn't want to go to Paris. He's not really that bothered at all about going to Paris. Neither is he bothered about going to Florida in the second one, even more so because it's like it's sunny. Who wants sun at Christmas time?
Australians?
That's the thing. That's the thing. You're
But he
missing.
does fall out of his family at the start of the film, which is
Like
why
both Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2 are both set at Christmas, and yet you're being like, it's not a Christmas film.
Yeah, but the central theme is not Christmas. It's a child being
Left
neglected
alone
by his
at-
parents.
And Catherine O'Hara, who plays his mum, who realises that he's been left behind, she says, "I can't leave my son behind at Christmas."
Is Catherine O'Hara in Beetlejuice?
Yes.
Okay.
You're getting away from it.
You're
That's
getting
just true.
very drifting a very
Home Alone.
way. Basically, Home Alone, it's a Christmas movie. Very obviously. It's a
Okay,
Christmas
we'll agree
movie.
to disagree.
Deduct
No,
a
we're
point.
not.
Deduct a point for arguing with the host.
But Owen still gets to go first because
Right.
he is the current champion.
Okay,
And he's
well,
still
like,
technically
Yeah.
he's not losing. So bear in mind Elf is on 64, so Home Alone
Ooh.
higher or lower than Elf
Oh, higher.
on 64. Should you
Way
go
higher.
Higher. What score are you going with?
Critically, critics look at this as a non-Christmas film.
Idiot.
On a list, if it was
It's
considered
released
to be,
like November 10th.
in my mind,
in preparation for Christmas.
in my mind, if it was considered to be a Christmas film, it would be very high up. But just as a action comedy, as I consider it to be, I'm going to say 80%.
Still going percent.
My
80%. Okay,
Lock it
George.
in.
George, I believe you're going to say the right thing by saying it is a Christmas movie.
Of course, it's a Christmas film.
Of course, yeah,
Roll
it's a
up.
Christmas movie.
You're adults.
So you said that Elf is quite high. I just want to get your gauge on in terms of what Home Alone, where it sits in your list of kind of like where you rank Christmas movies. Because personally, I think Home Alone is the one that I can watch every year without fail, and I enjoy it regardless. And I know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I know what's going to be said. I enjoy it regardless.
I think it is one of the more classic ones, whereas I think Elf is like obviously more modern. You're a bit like, oh yeah, Elf is great, but everybody's seen Elf and you can quote
The
it.
fact that Elf is nearly 20 years old though is a little bit scary.
Oh, yeah, don't say it like that.
But then Home Alone is over 30 years old, so
Yeah, that's fine because
Doesn't
I
feel
remember
like it.
that as a child. So,
Yeah, of course,
Whereas
yeah.
Elf, I'm like, yeah, I was like late teens. So,
Ian was in his 30s.
I went to the cinema. I came home from so for the night.
I think Home Alone is obviously better than Elf in terms of what a film is. And I think being earlier as well, critics became more arseholes as time has gone on.
As the internet evolved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So just remind me quickly, because I've had a few beers, what Elf got.
Elf was on 64.
Yeah, 64, cool. And what did you go for?
I'm not telling you. You should be listening.
What did he go for?
You went for, I can't remember. What did you go
Fantastic.
I went for
Fantastic.
80.
80.
80,
That's what
a solid
80.
80.
Yeah.
I'm going to go higher than Elf, and I think it is better than Elf. In terms of Christmas films, I kind of go back and forth because Elf is more enjoyable in terms of like pure like ha ha ha, whereas Home Alone is like a more
Entertaining.
generally entertaining, less comedy, more like this is just like a good film. I'm going to go for 73.
73 and 80 by Owen. I believe it's actually lower. It's on 63.
Fucking
One
hell.
below Elf, which I was really shocked by when I research this. But bearing in mind that Home Alone was the second highest grossing movie of 1990, just a quick guess. What was the highest grossing movie of 1990?
Robin Hood
Quick
with
guess.
Kevin Costner.
That's 92. It's got Patrick Swayze.
Ghost.
Yeah, Ghost was the highest grossing
That's
movie.
That's my mum's
In
favourite film.
1990. The film itself only had a budget of 18 million. It took 476.7 million.
God.
It was a humongous hit. Which
Is that why critics hated it? That's critics.
Bear in mind, less than 2 years later, effectively, they then released Home Alone 2. So it was obviously massively wanted to come out again. And Macaulay Culkin was nominated for a Golden Globe Award.
Is Home Alone 2 Escape from New York?
Lost in New York.
Lost in New York.
Lost in New York.
Escape from New York's that.
That is the
Action
John
film.
Carpenter movie with Kurt Russell.
That's a great film.
Snake Plissken. So none of you get any points for that one, unfortunately. Next film on the list, though, is the Arnold Schwarzenegger classic, Jingle All the Way.
Is this the one with Danny DeVito?
No, it's
No.
Twins.
That's Twins.
Okay.
Again, not a Christmas movie.
I haven't seen any Christmas films.
Jingle All the Way, if you haven't seen this, is basically Arnold Schwarzenegger plays a dad who's completely out of touch with his family and his kid. And on Christmas Eve, he's completely just worked up with his business. His wife goes, "Oh, you got that really popular Turbo Man doll, didn't you?" He was like, "Fuck, I didn't." But he lies and says, "I have got it. It's in my office. I'm going to go get out and get it." Not realising it's the most popular toy at Christmas that year for all the kids. So he then goes out in a mad rush on Christmas Eve to get this Turbo Man doll for his son.
Do hijinks ensue?
Sorry?
Do hijinks ensue?
What are you saying?
Do hijinks ensue?
Oh, do hijinks ensue? I thought it said, does hijinks ensue? I was like, fuck Sue. Hijinks do ensue. A lot happens in this film, but it's got one of my favourite quotes of all time. Not just a Christmas movie, but of all time. Put the cookie down now.
That's a good impression.
Thank you. I've seen that movie way too many times. So Jingle All the Way, boys. Again, Owen, you're going first. So bear in mind, Home Alone's on 63. Jingle All the Way.
I've never seen it.
You haven't watched Jingle All the Way?
No, I've seen the one with Danny DeVito. Which one's that?
Twins. We've been
No. Wait, the
No.
Christmas movie. Are you thinking of the Christmas movie with Matthew Broderick?
What's the one with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Twins. We've been over
Twins. That's
this.
not a Christmas movie.
I've seen that.
Right.
You'll really let the audience know that you've had too many beers.
And also poor film knowledge as well.
Yeah.
I'm not.
And also C, stop eating Cheetos while giving your answer.
I have great film knowledge. I don't have film knowledge of Christmas films.
Right.
Let's be specific here.
So you haven't watched Jingle All the Way?
This is a Christmas special, and I have not seen many Christmas films. I didn't do my research.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
So let's just put this out there. If Owen beats George, then that's going to be increasingly that's gonna be massively embarrassing for you, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, total fluke.
Yeah.
It's like the previous two episodes.
Okay, so you haven't watched Jingle All the Way. So going by the synopsis I just gave you, do you feel like that would have been more well received, more so than Home Alone by the critics?
No, Arnold Schwarzenegger is terrible. I mean,
Isn't that too?
yeah,
Terminator.
Yeah, he's good in certain roles where he plays a
Terminator.
robot with no dialogue. Yeah, he's great. But as a main character, is he the main character?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
he must be dreadful. Sure.
I love this film personally. I've watched
Can you give
this.
us a Get to the Chopper?
No, it's not in Jingle
Yeah,
All
no,
the
but
Way.
just give us your best Get to the
No,
Chopper.
it's
Come on.
That's Predator.
Bonus point.
Do it for the
Bonus
audience.
point, get to the chopper.
Who? I'm not playing.
Do it
I'm
for the audience.
not giving you bonus points.
We'll give you your first point.
Get to the chopper now.
That's pretty good, actually.
That's pretty
Look, I've
good.
watched a lot of Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, so.
It needs to be a bit lower, though.
Alright, well.
Get to the chopper now.
That's way better.
Thank
That's
you.
really good.
There you go.
Give us 5 press ups.
I'm going to work out my biceps.
I'm going straight in because I don't know this film or I don't care to know this film. The impression was better than I imagined the whole film. I'm going to say
the impression of the film from Predator, which is not
Yeah.
the Christmas movie we're doing the guess on, but okay.
I mean, I'd rather watch Predator over any Christmas film.
Okay.
But I'm going 55.
55, so you're going lower.
Oh, way lower.
Okay, you're going lower.
Way
George,
lower.
you've watched this, right? Surely.
I haven't.
Oh, for fuck's sake, can you stop here? Fucking hell. What?
I know.
We need to watch this tomorrow, I think.
Clearly. Yeah, we were going home.
It's
on
on Disney
midday,
Plus
but not
right
anymore.
now. You know,
Is it actually?
It is, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's just gone on there recently. Yeah.
I'm not
Right.
watching it.
So, What year did this come out? Because I wasn't listening.
Jingle All the Way, I believe.
The host is not prepared once more.
1996. I was going to say 96, but I didn't want to give false
96.
information. I don't want to be fake news.
When did T2 come out?
91.
Oh God, don't remind me.
I also just want to say
irrelevant information.
that young Anakin Skywalker is in Jingle All the Way.
Christensen.
No, Jake Lloyd.
Oh,
young
Anakin
Skywalker.
sorry,
Yeah.
I mean, technically...
I mean, all iterations of Anakin Skywalker are awful.
What?
Hayden Christensen was
Even Darth Vader is a bad... Because that is...
Yeah, but he's not Anakin Skywalker.
No, but he is.
He's Darth Vader.
No, but he's still Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, but he's Darth Vader. Anakin Skywalker is dead by that point.
This is a different conversation for not the Christian.
Anakin Skywalker is... What's the guy called? Jacob?
Hayden Christensen.
No, before Hayden.
Like the young one.
Oh, the young one, Jake Lloyd.
Jake Lloyd and Hayden Christensen.
The one in
suck.
AI.
So, by that point, Anakin Skywalker is dead. We're talking about Darth Vader, who is...
We're actually talking about Jingle All the Way.
I mean, continue.
Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way, yeah. I'm getting very lost.
Right,
Is Hayden
so
Christensen in
this
this?
is
No, Jake Lloyd, who plays Anakin Skywalker in The Phantom Menace,
the young kid.
is in this.
The AI kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is before he was in
Yeah.
The Phantom Menace.
This was
How
his break.
far away was the Phantom Menace?
Like only a couple of years
2000
after.
and what,
No,
one?
99.
99.
How old was he in the Phantom Menace?
I don't know. I don't know his date of birth.
Sounds like a
Do
compliment.
you want me to tell you his date of birth?
Oh, well, yeah, for the listener, that might be interesting.
For the listeners, if the listeners are really interested in terms of how old Jake Lloyd was when this was... He was born in 1989, so he would have been about 7 years old when this film came out.
How old
Bear
was
in
he?
mind, filming it, he would have been about
10.
5.
He was 10 in
He
the
was
Phantom Menace.
10, yeah.
Jesus.
He's only
I know, he would have been
33
8
right
or
now.
9, because
So.
given filming and release is
Yeah.
different. Anyway.
That's so George Lucas.
What were we talking about?
Talk about Jingle All the Way, for God's sake.
Right, so this is... Correct me if I'm wrong, because then I get help. This is still in a point of time when like Arnold Schwarzenegger was
Getting big money. He's a big star.
He's still a big
He's
star.
still a big star. Bear in mind, this is only 5 years after T2.
Yeah.
So turn that to
When's the last action hero?
that 97.
When's Batman and Robin?
97.
What's that? Oh, I was going to say what's action hero. I think
97. So that's Batman was
Cult
after. So he would have just done True Lies.
And he still managed to get top billing.
and Eraser, I believe.
When was Total Recall?
1990.
Okay, cool.
You know that off the top of your head?
Yeah.
That's why he's the host, and we're the.
This is why you're the petty
schmucks.
co-host.
Yeah.
Co-host. Bear that in mind.
Anyway, so we're going with
Ooh.
I think lower than
You've
that.
gone low, haven't you?
Yeah.
What did you go with?
I can't remember. 55.
55. Right, okay.
Do you not write this shit?
No, I don't write it down. I
You
just
never
really
write it
don't
down.
remember what you've said.
Okay, fine. Well, he's on 55.
Yeah.
I remind me what Elf got.
No, we're going
No,
to
Home Alone.
Home
Remind
Alone.
me what Home
Home
Alone
Alone got
got.
63.
Look, beers have been consumed.
They have been consumed. George is a massive lot. He only had one.
I think he had half.
He was
Right, Home Alone was on 63.
Yeah.
Fuck it, this is higher.
You're going higher.
I'm going
than
higher.
Home
This is 64.
Oh, so you're going just one.
I'm going tactical because this guy's an idiot.
Wow. Okay. Well, clearly, George, you are the idiot because Owen is right with it being lower. So he's got the 2 points. It's a lot lower than you think. It's on 34.
Oh, is it that bad of a film?
Well, to the press, yes. I think you'll like this fact that Arnold Schwarzenegger only signed on to do this because he was promised it was going to be filmed very, very quickly because at the time he was signed on to do the Planet of the Apes remake at the time, but it was pushed back.
And Matt Wahlberg.
So he then dropped out. So he then ended up doing Jingle All the Way. So that's a really interesting fact. And before I did research, I didn't know that. But it did make a bit of money. But it didn't actually ever go to number 1 at the box office. It ended up in number 4. Bear in mind it's a Christmas movie. Ended in number 4 behind Star Trek First Contact, Space Jam, and Ransom.
Ransom? What film is
Ransom, that is a film with Mel Gibson. His son is kidnapped for
Mel
ransom. Yeah. Quickly move on from that.
Yes.
So just a quick recap of the scores. George on 2, Owen is in the lead with 4. So Jingle All the Way is on 34. Next film on this is something we've mentioned already, the film that George got confused with on Miracle on 34th Street, It's a Wonderful Life, which a lot of people say is the greatest Christmas film of all time. Owen, is this one you've seen?
You're going to wait for him to finish his mouth.
Oh, sorry.
I was winding up a middle finger at George.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
This is the first time that we've been in person, and it really is raising the stakes on the kind of shit that Owen's
really
throwing
is.
my way.
I can see the sweat in George's brow. What's the film?
It's a Wonderful Life.
I've never seen it.
Right, you know what about?
Again, I'm not a Christmas guy. I'm just winging this.
I
Which is even more embarrassing for George.
I described the plot earlier.
He hates Christmas.
What's this film? Who's in it? Oh my god. You're the movie guy, not me.
You're
I'm just the
supposed
guy
to be
who just...
partly a movie guy.
I'm just the guy...
Yeah, you're supposed to at least have some kind of like knowledge.
Basic knowledge. Yeah.
I'm just the guy who beats George, who doesn't care about Christmas.
Right, so it's got James Stewart, the really famous James Stewart.
James Stewart?
James Stewart.
Is he the motocross driver?
No.
It's from 1946.
James Stewart is also a motocross driver, though.
Yeah, but it's
Or
not
rider.
this one.
James Stewart is like one of the most famous actors of that time.
Show me a picture.
You would recognise him.
I think you would recognise him if I showed you a picture.
You would recognise the screen cap from It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh yeah, that's James Stewart, yeah.
So just confirmation, the picture of James Stewart is James Stewart. Confirmed by Owen Cox. Yeah, he's a massive, massive star at the time. And like I said, It's a Wonderful Life, a lot of people always go, this is the number one movie of all time. But
Of all time? Of all time?
in terms of Christmas movies.
Okay.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's high on by critics.
Oh, well,
So
you've
bear
given
in
me a
mind-
little inside information there, so...
Not necessarily.
You've told me that it's considered the all-time Christmas classic.
But by audiences.
by audiences.
But doesn't
We
necessarily
know
mean
that
that...
audience and critics are...
Look,
very
I'd give Jingle Way 5 out of 5, but the Metacritic score, critic-wise, is 34 out of 100, so they clearly don't agree with what I think.
Okay, well, what's this film called?
Fucking hell.
For the fourth time, It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Not one that you've clearly had.
It sounds like... it sounds like a good film. It's a good title. It's a good working title, anyway.
Well,
I'm
I mean, it's a finished title.
I'm going to go way higher.
100 years ago, 80 years ago.
I'm going to go higher.
Then you go higher. Or you go higher or Hoyer?
Yeah.
Hoya.
Hoyer. I'm going Hoyer. Bearing in mind I'm completely winging this score, I'm going to go, based on the information you've given me, I'm going to say, and rest in peace, James Stewart, I'm assuming you're dead.
He's dead.
He's long
yeah.
dead.
He's been dead for about 20 years. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say 77%.
77%.
Yeah.
Okay, George, I'm assuming you have watched this because
I have
you actually gave the rundown of what the movie's about.
Yeah.
Just quick thoughts on the one It's a Wonderful Life, because this is a film I didn't watch for the first time until about 3 or 4 years ago. It just kind of went past me. Did you watch this like young or?
No, I didn't watch it young. I actually watched it as part of my film studies when I was retaking my A-levels.
Interesting.
And I did film studies. We watched It's a Wonderful Life and looked at it as part of a comparison of... We watched It's a Wonderful Life and I think it was called The Christmas Shoes, which is like a really awful...
Again, does that sound like a Hallmark movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's absolutely the worst thing. But it was about like how we were looking in terms of how you would like inspire tears in your audience members.
Inspire tears?
Like make
Right.
people cry.
Right, tearjerker movies.
Tearjerker,
What works?
that's it,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
And it was around Christmas time, so like, there we go. What's really annoying is that I think Owen is pretty spot on with his...
You think it's pretty close?
I think he's pretty close, which is...
So you at least think it's higher than...
It's
34?
definitely higher.
Definitely higher.
I think it is a very good film. Like, even like Christmas film aside, it's like a decent film, and especially considering the time. My question is, Metacritic, whatever we're using, is it like people looking back at it as well as... Because the internet wasn't around, obviously.
Obviously, yeah. I think around that time, I think they would have then maybe kind of taken some reviews that were
The
available,
newspaper
but then
reports.
most likely they're either going to be re-release or restoration reviews of the film. So they would have been maybe, obviously not around 1946, but still relative reviews, but just not of its time.
I'm gonna go higher.
Even higher.
I'm going to go in at 80 because it is an absolute bloody classic. and I think everybody would look back on it and go, "That's a really good film."
Yeah,
regardless
me,
of
who hasn't
Christmas.
seen it.
Apart from you who hasn't seen it because you're an absolute cretin.
A Christmas cretin.
A Christmas cretin.
Christmas cretin.
Just
Yeah.
consider that when you lose to this cretin.
Do you think Gremlins is the Christmas film?
Oh, Gremlins is great.
It is a Christmas movie though, because it's
It is a Christmas film.
literally on Christmas
Yeah.
Eve.
So
yeah.
right, so why is
It's a Christmas present. The Gremlin is a Christmas present. Therefore, the central theme of the
But-
film is Christmas.
Macaulay
Anyway.
Culkin's about to go on a Christmas vacation.
So
No, his
therefore-
family got a Christmas vacation.
Yeah, but he's due to go, but he gets left behind.
Anyway, It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. You went with 80.
I went with 80.
So you both went higher. You've gone with 80. George, you are the closest because it is higher. So you get the 2 points.
Bullshit.
It's a little bit higher than what you went with. So 89. So it's
Ooh.
really highly rated.
Well done, Ben.
So interestingly, I didn't know this because I just assumed at the time because it was really well received that it would have taken quite a lot of money at the box office, but it didn't. It took a lot less, well, not a lot less, but just a little bit less than what it actually was made for.
Oh.
So in terms of making money back, it didn't do particularly well, but it has a very kind of long-lasting legacy of being a classic Christmas movie that's nearly 80 years old, which is crazy. So quick recap on the scores. George and Owen tying at the moment at the halfway stage on 4 points each.
So you can't swear at me. It's tied.
It's tied. It's tied. You're not winning currently, so someone needs to pull their finger out and get a spot on at the moment. So It's a Wonderful Life 89. So next film on the list, again, no doubt, another film that Owen hasn't watched. The Santa Claus, starring Tim Allen, the 90s film, which it looks like, going by his reaction.
I've seen this so many times.
There we go.
Where the original Santa falls off the roof and then he becomes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's awesome. It's
Yeah,
my favourite Christmas
Go for it.
film.
Well, there you go. You go first because you've watched this. So
Which is rare.
it's rare. I think it's the first one so far. So give us your thoughts. Tim Allen as Santa Claus.
Brilliant.
Insightful.
word. Yeah. That makes good
I tell you, it's a
podcasting.
Christmas miracle that Owen didn't say more than 2 words. So, Christmas miracle already. So you think this is a good?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. There's a few of them, isn't there? How many is there?
Well, we've
like
got
4
the
now.
three movies, and then you've now got the TV show
Yes.
on Disney
Yeah.
Plus. which
What?
is-
More recently?
Santa Claus
like
is
last week.
Oh god, they're really milking it, aren't they?
Well, Disney, yeah, they want that money.
When did the original come out?
Well, I think the original came out in the early 90s. I think it was 94, 93.
Oh, what a film. When he gets the stepdad a jumper at the end of the film.
I hate that stepdad.
Do
God,
you?
I hate him. Do you know what? As a kid, I was so pleased that I didn't have any step parents. I was just like, is that
Alright, fucking rub it in.
I was just like, is this what step parents are like? So I watched that in the parent trap. I was like, bloody hell, these are awful people.
Thank God my parents love it.
Yeah, I know.
Don't the elves go to the jail?
They break out Father Christmas.
And one of them's
Out of
got a
jail.
moustache and he's about 29.
What's his name?
Elves
I can't
don't have to
remember.
be kids.
Oh,
All of them are really short.
No, the head elf is
what's his
he's in The Mummy. No, it's not in The Mummy.
The Scorpion King.
He's in 10 Things I Hate About You, is what he's in.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Oh,
He's
Bernard.
But,
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
David Krumholtz, which he's been in quite a lot of recent stuff as well. I didn't realise that was him.
Has he been in 10 Things I Hate About You, though?
Let's have a look.
what a film.
10 Things I Hate About You. Is he in that?
It's a Heath Ledger classic.
That is a classic.
Yeah, I love it.
For a
He's
king.
in 10.
He is in that.
Is it?
Yeah, he's the best friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the nerdy friend.
No?
Yes, he is.
No.
Who's the best friend in 10 Things I Hate About You?
You need to find.
Not him.
You need to fucking Google.
Me and
10 Things
George
I
are
Hate
joining
About You.
forces, sir.
Yeah, exactly. We're
Right,
ganging up
for
on
a
the
common
The
host.
things I hate about you. Let's have a look and see who the best friend is. I'm pretty sure you were talking about Joseph Gordon-Levitt. No, wait,
No.
he is in this.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you very
He
much.
wasn't on his Wikipedia list.
Fuck you.
He
Fuck you,
plays.
Ian.
He plays Michael.
Yes.
Okay.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt's friend that tries to get him set up with Bianca. Yeah, thank you very much.
Right,
Tell you
yeah,
you
okay.
fucking stan over
Again,
there.
just a reminder, this is a Christmas episode.
We're taking your
and I'm gonna
Blu-rays
fucking
home.
charge you.
Yeah, well, I'm going to shove a candy cane up your ass if you're not
Yeah.
careful.
Hey,
take
hey,
all your
hey,
Blu-rays.
hey.
We'll
Look,
take all your
look,
Blu-rays
that's not a
home.
threat to me,
No.
that's an invitation. But yeah, Santa Claus, 1994, so quite a while ago. But your thoughts on it, it's one that you actually
Yeah,
enjoy.
it's brilliant.
Again, really insightful.
Yeah.
George, okay, well actually, give me your rating first of all, because bear in mind the last thing on the list was It's Wonderful Life on 89, so you're going lower.
I'm going lower because critics are snobs.
This is a perfect time to get a spot on.
Critics are snobs, so I'm going lower. I'm going 72%. And I'm going to say Christmas masterpiece, and that is where I'm leaving my comments.
72%.
Over to you, George. 72.
George,
Minus the percent.
assuming you've watched this too.
I have seen this, of course I've seen this.
We just said it's a Christmas masterpiece. Is it quite?
No.
Is it a Christmas masterpiece?
Fucking idiot.
I mean, I think it's a really good film, but it's not a Christmas masterpiece.
It's not a Christmas masterpiece.
It's the Christmas film.
It's the
But
Christmas
if
film.
there are so many like.
What do you mean by it's the?
What would you consider to be the Christmas film?
Home Alone.
Which is not a Christmas film.
It literally is.
And
What's
we
the
go
second
round
one?
again.
The second one, again, based at Christmas time.
You're going to say Die Hard?
Well, it's based at Christmas time.
Is that your second favourite Christmas film?
No.
What's your second favourite?
I don't really have a second. This is Home Alone is my number one. This is my go-to.
You just
You
all
said,
buy
that Elf,
one.
you
All
said
in.
that Elf was in your top 3.
I didn't say that. That was
Yes, you did.
That
You
was
said Elf was in your top 3.
I didn't say that.
That was me.
That was Owen.
I've had some beers, alright guys? Let's just... Alright? It's my
Because-
first time.
I'm
My
going so
first
one
beer.
here at the moment because I've had to like have some kind of like responsibility of running this at the moment.
It goes to Santa Claus, Elf, and then the grand reveal for the third one will come later on, I'm sure.
Right, so The Santa is your favourite Christmas movie of all
Yes.
time. Okay.
You fucking insane.
And you went with
No.
74.
I'm going off what critics would give it. I give it 72.
72. Okay, right.
And
George.
critics are always wrong.
You obviously your audience couldn't see your reaction to that, but I believe that George is going to go a little bit lower than 72.
I am going to go a bit lower.
What are your thoughts on what the score will be for Santa Claus?
I don't know why you're thinking, oh yeah, critics are going to love it. Like, because
No, I think critics are giving it an average score.
That's not an average score.
What's
though.
an average score?
Around 50.
No, that's
In
not
the
average.
middle.
In the middle, yeah. That's the whole point of the rating system, you mug.
I rate things out of 5 though.
You mean giving the scores out of 100?
So you just times it by 10.
I didn't think about it like that.
You times your score by... Oh my god. Right, I think... What would
Look,
you give? 72?
I think all the money for Make-A-Wish should go to Owen this year because he clearly needs it.
He's a fucking wish of bread. So I think I'm gonna be a cheeky bastard and I'm gonna go lower, but I'm just gonna go 70 because it's definitely lower than what he said. But I'm not going for a spot on right now. I'm playing to win. Fuck this guy.
There's nothing I can do about that. He's playing the game. You're both right with being low. It's a lot lower actually on 57. But George was the closest. I mean, you do get a point.
Oh, thank God.
George gets the additional point.
Does that make it
Top.
6-5?
So it makes it 6-5 to George.
Absolutely. I just squeezed my foot.
I think this is probably the perfect time before we go into the last 4 to say that on the list, I have excluded Die Hard.
Because it's not a Christmas film. Just like
Purely
Home Alone.
because a lot of people believe it's not a Christmas movie.
Those people are
I
wrong.
believe that it is because I think that
Because
a
there's
Christmas
one
movie,
Christmas tree in the film.
a Christmas movie is where the main point or main location or time of the film
Like Home Alone.
is at.
Yes, you're saying it for me. Home Alone. The central theme has to be Christmas.
It's literally at Christmas time.
He's confirming that it is. But why? On that definition, why is Die Hard not a Christmas film?
No, it is. No,
Yes.
I'm saying that it is, but
Oh, but other
in
people-
my personal opinion, because other people, because they don't see it as that there's not a lot of Christmas songs that are played, or people are not wearing Santa costumes, or it's not, I think people assume a Christmas movie to be like light-hearted, family friendly.
It's a Wonderful Life is pretty dark.
I'd say it's probably a lot darker than Die Hard. It deals with suicide, depression, a family on the brink.
So if Christopher Nolan came forward and said Inception takes place on the 12th of December through to the 21st of December, would that make it a Christmas
No,
film?
because there's absolutely no reference to Christmas in the
Neither
movie.
is there in Home Alone.
Are you an idiot?
No.
There's so much reference to Christmas.
There's so literally, his mum comes back on spoiler alert, on Christmas Day, back to the house and said, "I've got back here in time to see you for Christmas." The whole idea is family reconnecting at Christmas.
The whole thing is based around.
And with
Christmas.
Die Hard, the film is set on
It's a
a
Christmas
work
party.
Christmas party.
Yeah, but some people have the Christmas party in November.
They do. Only
Yeah.
cheapskates.
Yeah.
But at the end of the film, a Christmas song is played.
Is that?
Oh, the weather outside is frightful.
I don't remember.
Copyright
The
strike.
fire is so- yeah, it's actually played in the end credits of the film.
I don't remember. It's a good film though.
But either way,
It's not on the list.
just saying it's just not on the list, just saying that out right now. But do you believe, Aaron, it's a Christmas movie? Just quickly.
What?
Just to cover it.
Die
I don't want to
Hard.
go too much on Die Hard, but do you think Die Hard is a Christmas movie?
No.
I'm going to have to edit that so much because it's going to be so loud.
So Owen believes Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
No.
George, is it a Christmas movie?
Yes, of course it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck you,
I
George.
believe it is.
Bonus
Again,
point.
you've been overruled.
Bonus point for George.
Well, no. I just like it a bit more right now. Right, so the fourth and last film is Arthur Christmas.
What?
Classic.
The animated movie from 2011, voiced by James McAvoy. Arthur Christmas.
What? See, every day when you're walking down the street.
No,
That's Arthur.
Yeah, you said
Arthur,
Arthur
Christmas.
Christmas.
After Christmas.
Arthur
Christmas.
Christmas.
Arthur. As in
He's
The name.
He's the son of
Arthur.
Father Christmas.
He's
what, like the
no,
the
yeah, no,
cartoon
yeah,
mouse?
yeah. No, is he the
It's an
grandson?
aardvark. Arthur is an aardvark.
What's an
anyway.
aardvark?
Fucking hell.
Let me Google it. That's my phone.
No, you're not allowed to Google anything.
Yeah,
right
put
now.
your phone down. Cheer.
Show me
You can find out what
Arthur-
an aardvark is after, but the fact is that's not important.
Can you
right now.
Google aardvark?
I
Arthur
can Google
Christmas.
aardvark.
I thought he was a mouse.
Is he a grandson? It's AARD.
That's an aardvark.
That's not what Arthur looks like.
No. Yeah, but he doesn't have the long of the nose, I suppose. But
Oh no, he hasn't.
Arthur's
yet.
more
Okay.
of the. If you take the long,
Yes.
longest of the nose.
It's more like a capybara.
So the film is called Arthur Christmas.
Yeah.
Have you not seen it?
I've not seen it.
Why haven't you seen these Christmas classics?
James
Because I'm not
McAvoy, Bill
into
Nighy,
Christmas.
Jim Broadbent, Hugh Laurie.
Hugh Laurie.
What's
is
Jim
the older
Broadbent
brother.
then?
Jim
It's
Broadbent
Father
is
Christmas.
Santa Claus.
In what?
Is he the
He's
dad
like
or the granddad?
he's the old retired Santa Claus,
Yeah.
and then Hugh Laurie is Steve Claus, and he.
I don't know the connections. I don't know the family connections. I
So
know
basically,
Santa-
Santa Claus is having to retire.
Yeah.
So his eldest son, who's
I
Hugh
thought Father
Laurie,
Christmas was eternal.
but in this film,
He's not dying.
he's not dying.
He
He's
just
just retired.
Oh, it's eternal.
So his son takes over, but Hugh Laurie he's a bit more like I want to modernise.
He's military.
Yeah, he's military. He wants to send like drones and robots out and to do it. Whereas James McAvoy plays Arthur, the younger son, wants it to be like
He wants to keep it traditional.
how it not traditional. You know, he
Brexit
wants-
voter.
I don't know how you got onto that.
100%.
I don't know how you got onto that, but yeah, if you want to, yeah, he's a Brexit voter.
He doesn't want his bananas to bend.
So Steve Claus is a Conservative voter, but Arthur wants it traditional.
Yeah.
No, actually, he'll be.
Yeah, halfway around.
Yeah, to be fair, they're both right wing. One is very military.
That's very true, actually.
And one is traditional.
Donald Trump would love this film. But anyway,
I've never seen
you haven't watched it, but George has taken the lead, so you get to go first now.
Cool.
Have you watched Arthur Christmas? It feels like by the passion.
I watch Arthur Christmas every Christmas.
Right.
I love it.
I hope so.
It's my go-to as a teacher. It's my go-to Christmas film as well.
Okay.
Second, maybe only to Klaus, the Netflix
Klaus.
Christmas film that came out, because that is a really good one for kids as well.
Again,
Owen is
Aaron has
shrine.
no idea what's going on right now, does he?
Madness.
We're doing a podcast.
I've not seen
Your
it.
name's Owen.
I've not seen
You have had a single beer.
I've not seen Class either.
I haven't watched Class, but I will be watching that as the first Christmas movie this year.
It's very good. Yeah, so Arthur Christmas, I really like it. Great cast, great story.
Is it animated?
Yes.
It's animated, yeah. It's basically by the Aardman Studios, so it's kind of
great.
along the same kind of animated style of Aardman.
It's not stop motion or anything.
It's not stop motion, but it's same studio. So.
Yeah. It is very good.
George, you get to go first. You get to.
Well, it sounds to me like
set-
George is creaming over Arthur Christmas, so I think the score's going to be pretty high, George. What do you think?
Well, bear in mind, you're trying to guess it from the last film, which is the Santa Claus of '57. So,
Yeah.
first of all, is it higher or lower?
It's definitely higher.
You think it's higher? Okay.
Yeah, it's higher. I would put it really high, but we obviously base Christmas films on other Christmas films. You compare them like for like. Critics, I'm assuming, don't do that. So I'm going to go higher, but I'm going to go 75.
75. Okay, that's a good round number.
I have no future or further comments. I'm going to say 74, and I'm not going percent.
You said you had no future comments, but then continue to speak.
Yeah. No future comments beyond what
Just
I was about to say.
contradicted your statement.
I did.
I remember my first beer.
I'm gonna.
He's like, yeah, that's snake bite, isn't it?
I'm gonna play tactically. I'm just gonna say 74. I've not seen it. I've got no comments to make. That's all I'm saying. 74.
Well, you're both right for being higher. Owen is the closest.
No! Fuck you. Fuck you.
So he draws it level on 7-all. But guess what, boys?
What?
It's on 69.
Hey!
Right, I'm going to bed.
That's it. Game over.
Yeah.
So going to the third to last movie, you're still drawing.
Damn.
Next film on the list is the polarising
Wait a minute,
Polar
wait a minute.
Express.
Very polarising.
George, hold your hand up.
Very polarising.
Hold my hand out.
Hold your hand up straight. His hand's shaking.
Oh, that sounds very still. So the Polarising Express, a lot of people find this to be one of the most creepy movies of all time due to the kind of outdated animation, but this is a film that I watched in the cinema as a kid when it first came out, and I was blown away by the technology of the animation at the time.
It's very uncanny valley. The whole
Yes.
thing is constantly like, this is uncomfortable.
I feel like if you grew up with the Polar Express, then you appreciate it. But if you watch it in later life, you're like, this is a little outdated, a bit creepy, which I can understand.
When it came out, you were 40, so...
Look, my aim is to watch every film that year. And I watched the Polar Express by myself on Christmas Eve, so... Owen, it's you're the current champion, you're drawing, so you get to go first. this
Current
time.
champion, did you say?
You are the current champion.
I've not seen it.
Fucking, what a shock. What a shock and
What kind of
surprise.
childhood did
I'm
you
not
have?
a Christmas guy. Okay, Zuka's been trying to wean me onto the Christmas films, but I've seen a few of them, but none of the ones that are coming up are ones I've seen. The Polar Express.
2004, by the way.
Is that how old it is?
Yeah.
God,
Is that all? That's
I remember
under
when it-
20 years ago.
Yeah.
I remember when it came out. What's the boy with the striped pajamas? Is that a Christmas film?
No! What is wrong? That's about concentration
Holocaust.
camps.
Yeah, but they always play that at Christmas, the
No, they
animated
don't.
version.
There's not an anime... No, you're thinking of the Snowman.
Is that the one with...
It's a very different
You're
movie.
confusing it. A
Have
story
you, seen,
about...
have you seen Jack Frost?
Yes.
With
Is that-
Michael Keaton.
Yeah, what a film. That's a good Christmas film.
That's a good Christmas film.
That's not what we were talking
Is that
about.
the
No,
right-
not at all. I was talking about the Polar Express,
Is
not
it
a
on the list?
Holocaust movie. No.
How have you gone from Boy in the Striped Pyjamas to clearly the Snowman to then Jack Frost?
Because they're all good films, apart from the Polar Express, which I haven't seen.
You know what, Ian? Just change your list. Just put the Jack
Let's
Frost.
tell you what. Let's put the family-friendly Holocaust movie in our Christmas movies.
This is a bad list. How many is there? 10?
10. Yeah.
What's this? Number 6? 7?
This is number 8.
Number 8?
Yeah, it's number 8. If you've been listening, I've been giving you
Okay.
updates as we go.
Alright, number 8.
So bear in mind, last film after Christmas, 69. Well, hey.
69.
Polar Express.
I think it's going to be higher, but only ever so slightly.
Hoyer.
Higher. Yeah, it's very higher. I'm going to say that the Polar Express, based on what I know of what people think of it, I'm going to say 72%.
72%.
72%.
So Owen's gone higher. George, again, I'm guessing you've watched this.
Yes, I have.
Again, general thoughts. Did you watch this as a kid
Yeah.
at the time? So did it have that effect on you? And kind of a lot of kids would have at the time. That it was pretty mind blowing at the time.
I thought it was really boring.
Oh really? You didn't like it at all?
I remember distinctly being like, this is a bit fucking boring. Like, it's so long. I think that
Well, actually, it's only an hour 40.
it felt long.
An
Like, realistically.
hour 40. In terms of kids' movie, that's kind of average, really.
Not a lot happens, and Tom Hanks is like a homeless person, and then he's a train driver, and
What Tom Hanks is it?
Tom Hanks is multiple characters.
yeah.
Oh,
in
shit.
this. Yeah.
Maybe
It's like mocap.
Yeah.
They kind of so their
It's like
faces
very-
are
it's
on the
pretty
characters.
early
Yeah,
as well.
very early. Yeah.
I think, like, technically, great film.
Mm.
In terms of actual enjoyment, average film.
Right.
I think it might actually be lower than 69, and I think this is an absolute fucking gamble. But I'm going to go for 68.
So just slightly.
Just lower, being tactical here.
Okay.
But I feel like he might have this.
But also it means that one of you is going to be incorrect going into the penultimate score. George, you're correct.
Yes! Fuck
George
you.
sets the lead 9-7. Polar Express on 61, so you're right with it being lower.
Shit.
So the Polar Express, this is insane. For a film from 2004,
This is collusion.
Its budget was 165 to 170 million
For an animated film?
For an animated film in 2004.
Does that include marketing?
Well, I don't know if it includes marketing, but I would say probably at the time this was kind of new technology, so probably a lot of that was to go down to the technology of making the film itself.
Normally they say you take your film budget and you
And
dub
then you shove that for marketing. Yeah, that's right.
How much did they spend on Henry Cavill's moustache?
Yeah, a bit probably.
Yeah, but when they were doing that was so much.
That was reshoot, so that was an additional on top of what the probably publicised budget was for Justice League. So it probably, no doubt they probably lost money.
Yeah, but they did it so badly, it's not that expensive.
Yeah, exactly. So just again, a recap, George is on 9, Owen is on 7, George has taken the lead.
I'm still in it. George is
still in it.
George is making all kind of hand gestures towards me, but I'm still in this.
Well, the next film on the list is the we've mentioned this actor before, Jim Carrey's The Grinch. The film directed by Ron Howard from 2001. Owen, you are not leading currently, so you'll be going second. George, you get to take the lead with this one. The Grinch, higher or lower than the Polar Express on 61?
Ooh.
Actually, I say 2001, 2000, sorry, so 22 years
ago, yeah.
Crazy.
Damn. We are only wee bairns, apart from you, that was already 40.
Wait, so 39.
Ian was
get it right.
Ian was on his third marriage.
At least he had
My
hair
kids
back
hated me
then.
still at that point.
At least he had hair back then. He is now a bald man.
He's a bald man, yeah.
But doing it for charity. What a good bloke.
Thank you.
In the spirit of Christmas.
In the spirit of
In
Christmas.
the spirit of Christmas.
I'm a giver.
You are a giver. Such a generous lover.
Always on top.
Anyway, The Grinch.
The Grinch.
Great film.
Great film.
Great film.
Yeah.
I think this is higher. I was always really creeped out by The Grinch. I thought he was fucking terrifying.
The Grinch itself or the Whoville?
The Grinch himself.
Because I always thought kind of the Whoville characters were a little bit...
Oh, really?
I think it's because they had kind of like the upturned nose and they kind of had like kind of polished, shiny faces, didn't they? Whereas the Grinch itself, I think I knew that was a person in makeup and costume.
No, I found that
So
way.
I found him quite funny and entertaining. So I love Jim Carrey. So
he seemed like something that would like take children and eat them.
I mean, he kind of does.
So I think personally,
Mm-hmm.
looking back on it, I think, oh yeah, great Christmas film. At the time, terrified as a child.
Right.
I think it is higher than 61. I really want to maintain my lead. It's Ron Howard. Like that's a hell of a name to have attached to a Christmas film.
Yeah.
So I think it's got to be at least 70, and I'm gonna go bang on 70. Actually,
I'm going to bang on
I'm gonna
70.
bang
So
on 70.
higher on 70, 9 above the Polar Express.
9 above.
61.
But bang on 70.
You haven't seen this, have you?
No, I have seen this.
Oh, you've watched this?
Yeah, Zuki made me watch this. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was good.
I thought not in your top 3 though.
What are they called? The Who's?
The Who's of Whoville.
Who's
The Who's of Whoville.
Cindy Lou.
Yeah, the Who's really creepy, aren't they?
They are a little bit, aren't they?
Yeah, I went to school with a girl with a little bit like a Who. And after watching this film, I can't ever look at her the same way. So yeah, it's a good film. What more is there to say, really? Jim Carrey.
And anything more to it? He's great, Jim Carrey.
Oh, yeah,
in this,
brilliant.
isn't he? He is
Great dog in it.
Oh, yes.
Max the dog.
Max the dog
Yeah.
is probably one of the best on-screen dogs.
Still for the show, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Score-wise, I'm going to go lower than George. I'm thinking more about score and less about film right now. Because I know there's only one round left after this. Is it one round?
Yeah, only one round left. This is a penultimate
So-
round.
My mind is going straight to score rather than plot. I'm going to say that this is 69. I'm going for a tactical vote. I'm not doing 69 for the lulls. I'm just doing it because it's one less than what George said.
I will say before you say anything, George, you've already done this tactical.
Oh, George
move.
does it all the time.
Owen's just completely returning what you've already done in this round.
George
So,
will do
you're silent, aren't you? Because you know
wasn't
that's
gonna say.
exactly what you were going to say.
It's not
I wasn't going to say.
No, go.
No, you're quiet now, aren't you?
Yeah, I've
You
decided
said
to,
all you want to say.
I've decided to hold my words.
Okay, so you've both gone higher.
Yeah.
You're both wrong. It's
Oh!
lower. I'm 46.
Damn!
So far on our list, this is the second lowest movie on Metascore.
Really quickly,
Mm.
what's the new Grinch? Because there was the animated one recently, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Is that higher on
The
than the
new
original?
Grinch, I would have thought it's slightly higher.
Really?
I would have thought.
Have you seen it?
I have watched it. It's actually not great. 51. So
It's higher than the live action version.
Painful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Quick, just a little bit of trivia to see how much you know about the Grinch. Who is the famous actor who narrates the film?
Bill Murray.
No.
John Malkovich.
No.
Christopher Walken.
White man, yes, but not American.
Christopher Walken.
Nope.
Robert De Niro.
Not American.
David Attenborough.
No.
Richard Attenborough.
No, he's dead.
He's dead, but he would have been alive.
Was he alive then?
At the time, yeah.
David Tennant.
No. Again, not really famous to the 2000s.
Timothy Chalamet.
Right, I'll give you a clue.
He's not. What are you on about?
He was like
Give us a
4.
clue.
I'll give you a clue. What's a good clue for him?
Josh Brolin.
Let the man speak.
He recently won an Oscar for Best Actor in a film with Olivia Colman.
Oh, Jeff Bridges.
I need more specifics.
Okay.
I don't care about
He
awards or people's
is
success.
one of the actors who has had the opportunity to play Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, Matt Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins.
Yes,
Nice.
Anthony Hopkins.
Is that bonus point?
Narrates The Grinch.
Oh, of course, for the
Right, for
dementia
Arthur.
one. Father.
Yeah, the father.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, so Anthony Hopkins,
Oh my god, did he?
he narrates the film. So if you rewatch it and you hear the voice, but oh my god, I can't believe that's Anthony Hopkins.
He's done some weird stuff over the years. Hasn't
Yeah.
He? Like for such like a Shakespearean amazing actor,
Yeah.
that he's been like Odin and like Odin I can understand because Kenneth
It's
Branagh
because
was
they go,
Shakespeare.
Mr. Hopkins, we're going to give you a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Want you guys to do this role that you would never normally do? Well, I guess so. I've got a few months free. I'm sure I can fit it into my busy Shakespearean schedule.
More recently, he's been in Westworld, right?
He was very
Yeah,
good
he's in
in
Westworld.
Oh, right. I know it's been cancelled, so I might have to watch that at some point.
It's very good. The first 2 seasons of it.
But again, another little fact is that it is the second highest grossing Christmas film of all time behind Home Alone.
I can't believe it's so low critically.
So low critically. I think
It's
mainly
bad.
because a lot of people praised Jim Carrey's performance, but they thought it was a bit too dark for what it was, and it strayed too far from the source material, which
It's
is
Dr.
Dr.
Seuss.
Seuss' book, exactly. Which I feel like, in terms of the set design, the characters, it's really close. It kind of epitomises and brings to life the Dr. Seuss book. But apparently the source material is not spot on. So that's some of the reasons why I didn't like the film.
Strange reviews.
So you were both wrong. So again, quick recap going to the last round. George on 9, Owen on 7. Owen can still win.
What
technically
happens in the event of a tiebreaker?
We'll get there. We'll get there if that happens. So the last film on the list
Arm wrestle.
Yes.
is The Holiday.
Do we have to do it now?
With Jude Law,
Jack
Kate
Black.
Winslet,
Yeah.
Jack Black, Cameron Diaz movie.
Zuki loves this.
So Owen, you're losing. George, he is doing something with his hands right now.
George is simulating oral sex.
George gets to go first. High on Owen the Grinch on 46.
Interesting story. This was a very early date of mine for one of my.
With Amy?
2006.
With your current
How old
wife?
were you
No,
in 2006?
I was in year 9, I think,
Right.
and I'd asked out a very lovely girl.
Is this when you was a bachelor?
Yeah, little Catholic bachelor. I asked out a very lovely girl, and we went to see The Holiday, and I thought it was incredibly boring. And I thought, you know what girls love is people trying to make jokes all the way through films. So the whole time I was just like, imagine if he had a chainsaw the whole time.
It sounds like Patrick Bateman. The whole point, there's no need to be having a joke factor. That's why Jack Black is the
exactly. Yeah.
He's the comedy factor of the movie.
I was trying to be the comic relief.
Right.
And it didn't work.
You didn't see it again, did you?
No, actually, we stayed together for about 2 years.
Did you really?
Yeah.
It makes you feel sorry for you.
I think so.
No other alternative.
Yeah, it's a different time. But I in the last couple of years, watched it again. Was like, actually, it's not too shit. It's pretty shit, but it's not too shit.
I think it falls in the middle of. It's not too cheesy.
Yeah.
It's sort of where it's like enough cheese for it to be enjoyable and good.
Yeah.
But it's again not a fantastic movie.
No.
But it's one that you kind of like.
It's vegan cheese.
Yeah,
It's vegan cheese.
It doesn't melt.
You slightly allow it to be a little bit bad because it's a Christmas movie, right? So you allow it to be a bit poorly acted.
You give it
times,
certain.
but it's feel good and everyone's happy at the end of the day. So.
And a good cast.
A good cast.
A
very unlikely.
Have you seen the clip of Jack Black when they ask him about the Christmas film he's in? And he's like, I'm in a Christmas film? And they're like, yeah. And he's like, oh yeah, shit.
The Holiday.
Right. So.
The Holiday.
What was the Grinch?
The Grinch was 46.
46. God, is it higher than that? I'm 2 ahead. I have to get this right. God, there's so much tension. It's so much more tense when we're in person. Right. I think it is maybe higher.
Mm-hmm. Owen giving
face.
daggers right now. Trying to put the pressure on.
I haven't blinked for 3 minutes.
Is it higher?
Owen's giving me a look of like Professor X in is it Cerebro?
Yeah.
And he's like trying to connect some mutants. He's got the bald head done, so it's a good look.
It's a bit rich coming from you right now.
Hey, no. It's a shaved head. It's just slightly short of what it normally would be.
I'm not trying to save you right now.
A mutant.
That's everybody from Northampton.
I'm too tired to respond.
They just dropped Toxic Waste in Northampton. That's like a poor outside Chernobyl, but Northampton.
The thing is, the Northampton Town Football Club stadium is built on a landfill.
Of toxic waste?
Yeah, probably, yeah. Explains a lot, doesn't it?
It does explain a lot, yeah. So, George, you're going higher, but you haven't given me a number.
What was the Grinch on?
46.
I think it's lower.
Wait, so you're
Lower?
going lower?
I'm changing my mind.
You're changing your mind.
I was thinking, we'll go higher and we're going to go 50. But I'm going to go lower.
Wow.
And I'm going to go on 45.
45 is just slightly.
Yeah,
Right.
because I feel like as a teen, as a young teen, your mind is unaware of everything else. And I was just like, look, I'm just trying to get a sneaky hand job in a cinema.
When you're like 13 watching The Holiday at Bishop Stortford Cinema.
You should have watched T2. Actually gets the blood flow.
Christmas is coming.
Yeah.
George.
Yeah, so I think I was going to go higher because I was like, upon watching it recently, I enjoyed it. I feel like at the time, critics would have watched it and been like,
I'm not getting a hand job for this, so it's a lower rating.
Exactly.
How'd you get a hand job to The Holiday?
Yeah. And then as soon as you come, you see Jack Black's face on the screen, like, oh god.
Yeah, so I am going to...
So you're going lower with
45.
45,
I'm going
okay.
down to 45. And
Okay.
I'll pass it to my co-host, Owen.
Owen, this was a big moment for you.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Holiday?
I think I've seen it.
Good start.
No, I don't know if I've seen it start to finish, but I'm almost certain I've seen at least the third act of The Holiday. But we're not here to discuss The Holiday. We're here to win. And right now, all I'm thinking is 46%. So the Grinch was 45%.
Yeah,
It's
the Grinch was
46.
46.
It'll never
It was
be the
46.
same.
Okay, so the Grinch was 46. George has gone 45.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm absolutely 100% going 47.
Oh, no.
You know it.
Oh, okay.
Break it to me gently.
Okay, so George, you've gone with 46.
I have.
Owen, you've gone with 47, so you're going higher.
Yeah. It feels like Deal or No Deal when you have like 1p in the box.
Okay, I can confirm we have a first.
Oh my God.
We have a tie.
Yeah!
It is right.
Tiny little nuts, George!
The holiday is on 52, so it is higher. He gets the 2 points.
Yes! Jesus!
Unbelievable. So we are in unprecedented waters.
Mary's
right now.
boy child, Jesus Christ.
Actually, I'm going to go Jesus H. Christ. I'm pulling out the H.
What does that H stand for?
Henry. Jesus Holy Christ. That's what I always assume it means. So, boys, I'm going to leave it down to you two. What would you like me to do
Nude.
Well, I mean, that's later. It's after the recording. Right, okay, so this is the way that we're going to decide this. Again, like I said, we're in unprecedented waters right now. We've got a tie at the end of the normal 10 rounds.
We're yet to agree.
So I have decided that I will go into sudden death with you guys. I will pick another Christmas movie, which obviously you will not know what it is. I am choosing another Christmas movie, obviously, which is Love Actually.
Oh, that's not a Christmas film.
It is a Christmas movie.
It's not a Christmas
Yes,
film.
it
Yes, it is.
Can we do the Office Christmas special?
Literally, the poster of the film is wrapped up in Christmas bow, like their presents.
Yeah, it ends on Christmas. It doesn't.
No, it's all about
It's
Christmas.
all about Christmas,
The
about
reason-
getting Christmas.
Alan Rickman-
Alan
seen
Rickman
it.
gets
Alan Rickman gets a Christmas present for his mistress
Yeah.
and gets found out for cheating because
this
he
the one
buys
with
the wrong
cards?
present. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All
Have
right.
you seen it?
Yeah, I love you, Grant. That was my chair.
Right, okay. So, it is...
Typing.
This could
It's
start
typey,
World
typey,
War
type.
3, to be honest.
So you're both tied on 9 all. So, as Owen is the current champion, you get to go first.
Do I
So
have
the
to-
holiday's on 52. Love Actually. Higher or lower?
Can I volunteer, George?
No. Fuck
You're
off.
going
Oh,
first.
shit.
Give me the chance to catch.
I've never been so nervous. Oh, am I nervous?
I feel like this is going to be the biggest win out of...
Am I nervous or is this a ruse? Am I completely confident?
Well,
Love Actually, right. Love Actually. Hugh Grant, what a stud. I'm going straight in because I want to go to bed because I'm shattered.
Yeah, it's currently 2:30 in the morning right now. just for our viewers.
65%.
So you're going higher with 65.
Higher, 65%.
Okay. George is putting
Have
faces.
some
I'm
of that,
not
George.
sure what that means exactly, but it feels like he disagrees.
I feel like this man has bottled it.
You're going lower than 65?
I'm going higher than 65.
Higher than
I'm going
65.
higher than 65.
Ooh,
my friend.
we'll see, won't we?
We will see. Because I'm going to go higher.
God,
And you know where I'm going? It's time for the Sith, baby.
Are you going 66?
I'm going 66.
Oh my God.
I can say this year's not been America. This has been a petty Christmas. It's extremely petty, but I'm here for it. Yeah. So you've both just gone straight for it. You've both gone higher. I can confirm you're both higher.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So currently you're now on 10.
Oh.
One of you's the closest.
Oh, God. It's going to be George, isn't it? I fucked up.
And the winner
Oh.
of this week's, or this episode of the Christmas special, The Rating is Right, and makes it 3 wins in a row.
He's taking his shirt off. He's punching the air.
It is
Fucking
a
hell.
Christmas miracle.
What the fuck?
Christmas
came early!
Owen Cox, quick thoughts. That was an incredible comeback.
think I just come.
Owen, you have stole it at the death.
Damn.
Sudden death. You have won 11-10. What are your quick thoughts on this?
I'm just putting my t-shirt back on. Oh, what was it?
11-10.
No, what was the score?
Oh, 55.
Oh,
So you're the closest.
George has bottled it again.
I love literally about a minute ago, George's gone, I think you bottled it.
Even Tottenham couldn't bottle it this much. Oh my god.
I think Owen's slightly happy. George, let's just go to you.
Oh, I'm not going to be able to sleep. The adrenaline's
Second place,
flowing.
this is your 3rd loss in a row. How are you feeling?
If we include the trial episode, it's currently 3.
Okay, but we don't count the trial.
We don't count the
That was a trial episode.
Oh, it's 2:32. I'm not going to go to sleep now.
You're buzzing.
I'm absolutely
He's
buzzing.
buzzing.
George is gutted.
I am absolutely gutted.
I'll tell you what. That
Seeing his face in person
seeing you
makes it all
two
worth it.
head in hands, I was like, I have such power right now. This is great. I understand Putin right now. You know, it's such power. I'll tell him that. So that I would say that's probably the most nail-biting game that we've had so far.
What a perfect one for the Christmas.
The perfect
special
Christmas.
episode.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Christmas,
everyone.
one
I
and
hope
all.
you all have a wonderful Christmas. Owen, but before we go, you get to give the third film recommendation.
That was the best Christmas present I could have
Would
possibly
you
asked
like
for.
to give a Christmas recommendation?
A Christmas
Or
recommendation?
would you just like to give a normal? Because
I'm going to give a Christmas recommendation.
Normal movies at Christmas.
Well, I'm going to give a Christmas recommendation that I consider to be a Christmas classic. I'm going to say Die Hard, Ian.
I love it. I love that. So,
Such a
Owen,
toss.
you're recommending for the audience to watch Die Hard this Christmas.
Watch that and enjoy Christmas, George.
So that's us wrapped up. Again, a bit of a pun there because it's Christmas time. We're wrapping up. Christmas tinsel and a bit of ribbon and bow. It's been wonderful with you guys. It's been my favourite episode so far. So I very enjoyed, mainly because we're all here in person. Thank you both, George and Owen, for participating. This has been The Ratings Right, hosted by Ian Crow. Hope to hear from you soon. Have a great time and a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas on Creaming.
Bye all.
It's the rating. It's the rating. Rating. It's the rating. It's the rating.
The Rating is Right podcast is hosted by Ian Crow and co-hosted by George Robinson and Owen Cox. The show is edited by George Robinson with music by Will Butler. You can find the podcast on Instagram under the handle The Rating is Right, or you can contact the hosts on their email address, theratingisright@gmail.com, if you have any suggestions or want to discuss your thoughts on previous episodes. Thanks for listening.